What's up, family? My name is Sipa Shore, and today I'll be quickly guiding you through a fast way, a really quick start to learning how to use Shift in conjunction with MetaTrader 4. I want to be sure that everyone knows how to do this right away. That way you can truly get the most out of the Shift app and its ability to cause you to earn while you're learning the ins and outs of the market. So without further ado, let's go on and get into it. Feel free to take out your pen and paper and we'll get right to it. Okay, so first, let's get started on MetaTrader 4. What we're going to do together is quickly open up a demo account. I want for you to follow these exact steps. That way you have the same exact demo account as we all do in order for you to practice. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to tap on New Account, then open a demo account. Then you're going to search up KOT-demo. Go on and tap on that one there. You're going to fill out your personal information. You want to be sure that your leverage, guys, is at 1 to 500. 1 to 500 for your leverage, and go in and change your deposit to 3,000 USD instead. Then go in and tap register. It's going to automatically send you an email with your information, and then bloop, here we are in our demo account. So let's quickly talk about a few of the tabs down here at the bottom. There are 5 different tabs and we'll go through them together. So obviously starting off, we're on our quotes page. This is the exact page that you're gonna see all of your different currencies that you'll be trading. Every single one of these, in fact, is called a currency pair, and all a currency pair is just one value of one currency versus the other. So for example, AUD USD is just the Australian dollar versus the United States dollar. The one right beneath it is EUR USD, which is just the euro versus the United States dollar, and so on and so forth. Let's go on and quickly move on to the next tab, which is the charts tab down at the bottom. So here on our charts tab, you're going to see something that looks a lot less clustered than mine does. I actually was just running a few different pieces of analysis on this currency pair. However, this is where your chart will always be. And guys, on these charts, you're going to see these candlesticks. You'll see green candlesticks and you'll see red candlesticks. The green candlesticks mean that the market was moving up in value for this currency pair, and the red candlesticks just means that the market was currently moving down in price. And another thing that I want for you all to quickly recognize is the M30 at the top left-hand corner of the screen. Let's go on and tap on it. So if we tap on it, we automatically see M1, M5, M15, M30, H1, H4, D1, W1, and MN. Guys, each one of these just simply represents the amount of time that every single one of these candlesticks was moving within the market. So if we tap on M1, now we know that every single one of these bars, every single one of these candlesticks is representing 1 minute of time within the market. We click on M5, we see that every single one of these candlesticks is now representing 5 minutes of movement within the market. Every single last one. All it means, guys, is that even for this last candlestick that you see on the far right-hand corner, that's kind of fluctuating, going up and down at the bottom, all of this is just letting you know, excuse me, is that this candlestick still has a few more minutes until it is closed and starts developing a brand new candlestick. So let's go on and tap on M15. We see the exact same thing, guys. Every single one of these candlesticks is just now representing 15 minutes of movement within the market. Do the same thing for M30 and so on and so forth, guys. You're just seeing that now every single one of these candlesticks is representing 30 minutes of movement within the market. Another quick example, or another way for us to be able to be sure that we're clear on what this means. Okay, this last candlestick that's on the right side, it's on the farthest right of all the other candlesticks. This candlestick started forming at 4:30. It's now only 4:56, but by the time it hits 5 o'clock, a brand new candlestick will start forming. That candlestick will stop forming at 5:30. By the time it's 5:30, a brand new candlestick will form. I'm hoping that makes some sense. However, if it doesn't just yet, feel free to move on in training and you'll learn a whole lot more about it. So just in case you ever wondered what that was, now you all know. Go on and tap on that trade tab. and you'll see that we don't have any trades open. However, by the time we do, for the sake of this practice and training, you'll see that a trade position will pop up on this screen. And here's our history tab. It's just going to show you what your profits and losses looks like for the day, the week, the month, and you can customize it to whatever date you prefer, which is also great. So now let's move on to the settings tab down in the far right hand corner. And this is where we see all of the details of our demo account. Guys, something that I really want you to go on and do is tap on that charts button. You want to be sure that your chart has candlesticks on it. So you should see a check mark next to candlesticks. Be sure that the volumes is set to off. Your as price line is set to off. You do want to tap on your period separators, and you do also want to tap on your trade levels. Something else that's really, really important on this page, guys, is your colors tab. Go on and tap there. And what I would love for you to do in this very moment is go on and take a screenshot of what my colors look like. That way you have a really, really solid understanding of the way that we're able to train you, because we'll all be looking at the same charts. So I'll give you about 3 more seconds to go on and grab that screenshot, and then you can take your time to go on and fulfill these same colors for your chart as well. Awesome. So now that we have looked through all of the different tabs, guys, let's go on and figure out exactly how we'll be adding a currency pair should it not be on our quotes tab. So let's go on and tap back on that quotes tab. We see that we have quite a few. However, guys, this isn't even a fraction of the currency pairs and metals and indices that we're able to trade. So if you happen to receive a trade idea or a signal from the Shift app and you don't see your current currency pair here, what you're going to do is super duper simple, guys. You're going to click on this plus sign right at the top right hand corner. Don't worry about these categories down here at the bottom, because all you'll be able to do to search up the currency pair you're looking for is type it in the search bar. Just for the sake of the example, I'm going to use USD, and I'll pick, I don't know, USD versus the Czech koruna. Awesome. And now that I've added that currency pair, I just clicked on that green plus sign and pressed back twice. I'm going to press back again, and you see that currency pair is right down at the bottom of my quotes tab. So that is exactly how you add a currency pair. Again, guys, should it not be already on your quotes tab. So now that we know how to add a currency pair, and we also know what each of these different tabs mean, let's go on and figure out now how to best use Shift in conjunction with MetaTrader 4. Okie dokie, so welcome to the Shift app. Again, we're going to quickly figure out how to best use this in conjunction with MetaTrader 4. And the first thing that I want you to always pay attention to is that word that's right there in the bottom right-hand corner of every single rectangle or signal that you see. That word should say active as opposed to it saying 1. That word should say active as opposed to saying 1 when you're looking to figure out, is it okay for me to enter this signal? Is it okay for me to enter this trade? You always want to be sure that it says active, because that simply means that this trade has not already hit its target in the market and it's still okay to go. So now that we all know that, let's go on and take a look at this first trade idea that we've got at the top. It's USD versus JPY, USD JPY. We also see the exact date and time that this trade was called. We see that it was called on 11/30/2020 at 2:05 a.m. So this trade has been moving around for a bit of time. We also see that this trade is looking for a sell. We see that word in red right below USD JPY. And guys, right beside that word sell, we see a number. It says 104.1. All that number represents is the exact market value of USD JPY when this trade was called. That means that this trade was called when the market price for USD JPY was at 104.1. So we do not have to pay attention to it. What we're gonna do instead is take a look at the number right above the word active. We see that it says minus 23 pips. Minus 23 pips. Guys, I'm gonna let you know this now. All a pip is a unit of measurement within the market. It's just a unit of measurement in which the market moves, in fact. So if humans walk in steps, the market walks in pips. I guess, quick example, if I were to take 2 steps, that would be like the market taking 2 steps, and gaining 2 pips. I'm hoping that that's making some sense. However, you'll learn a whole lot about it in our following trainings. So let's go on and figure out what's going on here. We see negative 23 pips. Guys, in that area, on every single one of these trades, that's letting you know exactly how many pips away, or rather how many pips the market has moved from that entry price, from that 104.1. It's letting you know that it's gone in the wrong direction 23 pips, and that's all right. I, in fact, love when the market is pulling back. That's all that we call it when the market is going in the wrong direction. It's pulling back before it has to slingshot in the right direction. So keep in mind that when you're paying attention to that number, and you already also see that the trade says active, that this number never says more than 10 pips. It never says more than plus 10 pips. And that trade is okay for you to enter. Definitely write that one down, guys. It's so important that we all know. And moving on. Now we can definitely move on. We know that this one does not say plus 10 pips or more. In fact, it says negative 21. So we go on and open it up and we'll see what we see now. All right, so underneath this particular trade, we see all of the different take profits, and we see a stop loss indicated as SL. Guys, it's letting us know exactly how many steps away each of these target prices are, each of these take profits are, and it's also letting us know exactly how many steps away the stop loss is, which is awesome. That's something that we don't get to typically take advantage of. So it's honestly such a beautiful way to go about trading, especially as a beginner. However, what we're going to do to enter this particular trade, guys, is super duper simple. Because we know that this trade is active, because we know that it has not already reached one of these take profits in the market, we're going to copy the first TP, the TP number 1. So we'll copy it. We know now that we're looking to enter this trade for USD JPY for the sell. So what we're going to do now, guys, is take it on back to MT4, and we're going to look for USD JPY. I have spotted it, so I'm going to tap on it. And then now I've got this whole menu here at the bottom. It says trade, chart, and details. Guys, what we're going to do to enter this trade is press trade. Awesome. Now that we're here, we see the words market execution way at the top. We see 0.01 right below it. We also see a space for where the stop loss should go and a space for where the take profit should go. Well, guys, because I know that I just copied this first take profit, I'm going to paste my take profit number 1 right there. I just tapped on it. I deleted all of the numbers that automatically populated. I'm tapping it again and I'm pressing paste. Now we've got our take profit number 1 there and ready for us. Let's go on and head back over to Shift, and we're going to do the same thing for the stop loss. We know that we're looking to put this stop loss into this trade, and we know that because we have a take profit and a stop loss, that we automatically have parameters for our trade. What's so cool, guys, and definitely write this down just in case you've never heard it before. What's so cool about setting parameters for your trade is the simple fact that you do not have to monitor that trade anymore. Your trade will automatically close out either by the time it hits your take profit or by the time it reaches your stop loss. So that's something that I really honestly love. It allows for your money to multiply for you without you having to do too much to monitor it or watch it. Okay, and something else for us to really honestly pay attention to is the lot size. It's just represented by the numbers 0.01 right below market execution. I'm actually going to enter this trade for 0.02, and I'm going to quickly check back to Shift to see whether I should be pressing the sell by market or the buy by market buttons. So let's go on and see what this trade called for. That's right, it called for a sell. So I'm just gonna hit sell by market, and bloop, I am officially in a trade. Guys, that is it literally can't get simpler than that. It literally cannot get simpler than that. And I hope that this was extremely helpful. With that being said, now that we know exactly what we're looking for on Shift, we know that we need to see that it says active. Awesome. We know that we need to be able to copy the TP number 1. We need to copy the stop loss. We need to find the proper currency pair, which we already did, USD JPY, and it called for a sell, so we hit the sell button, and now we're in a trade. So yeah, quick recap, and again, I hope that was helpful. Some cool things, guys, some really cool things that you should figure out now about MetaTrader 4 is how to properly modify your trade and how to effectively close out of your trade. Keep this in mind and write this down. if you're going to be closing your trades automatically. Say, for example, you don't want to wait for your trade to hit stop loss or take profit, and you want to close out automatically. You want to be sure that you're only closing that trade out automatically or manually until your trade is in profit. Your trade should always be in profit, guys, if you want to close out your trade automatically. I'm just letting you know this now. Closing your trade while it's still in a negative position, while those numbers are still, on the minus side, that's a really, really fast way to lose a whole lot of money and develop a habit out of it. So with everything in you, do not close your trades manually until they are in profit. However, for the sake of this example, guys, I'm going to quickly show you how you would be able to close out your trade should it have been in profit. So let's go on and long press on that trade. Now, this whole little menu popped up at the bottom of the screen. What we're going to do is hit the word close, and we'll be able to close with a loss. Okay? Very, 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 very simple. Let's go back and I'll show you something else that you should also know how to do. Say, for example, you happen to enter in your stop loss incorrectly or your take profit incorrectly, but it's now time to change it. What you want to do, guys, is long press on that trade. Go on and hit the word modify. And from here, you'll be able to quickly edit your take profit and stop loss. There's no need for me to modify at this moment, so I definitely will not. However, that is exactly how you do it. So again, guys, I hope that this was super duper helpful. Definitely want you to dive more into your knowledge of MetaTrader 4. Figure out some of the ins and outs about how to best go about, getting the most out of using your chart and getting the most out of just being able to use Shift effectively.